It's a transition which is announced, so we can assume responsibilities. It's like which was a surprise for all of us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good to see you. Thank you so much.
Yes, I know. Pleasure to see you.
Nice to meet you.
While we will be listening to the national anthems of Luxembourg and Dükaliği. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, dear colleagues and friends. As the ambassador of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg in Turkey, it is a great privilege and a pleasure to welcome you tonight, also on behalf of my wife Barbara, to the celebration of the Luxembourg National Day in Ankara. I would also, first of all, like to thank President of the Republic, His Excellency Recep Tayyip Erdogan, for his wishes of prosperity and well-being he offered to the people of Luxembourg in his congratulation message to His Royal Highness, the Grand Duke of Luxembourg. I would then like to extend a especially warm welcome to His Excellency Ambassador Mehmet Kemal Bozay, the Deputy Foreign Minister of Turkey. Dear Mehmet, it's a true pleasure to have you among our guests tonight. My country officially became independent in 1839. In reality, though, Luxembourg's independence and nationhood materialized at the end of a long political process which started in 1815 at the Vienna Congress with the creation of a territory and which ended in 1890 with Luxembourg getting its own dynasty. However, Luxembourg had rarely been an actor in this process. We were mostly the playing ball of the military and political power games of our neighbors. This continued up to World War II, during which Luxembourg, as many of its neighbors and many European nations, suffered from a brutal Nazi occupation. After its liberation by American GIs in 1944 and 1945, my country first got the chance to make its first deliberate moves in the international arena. It was mainly about seeking membership in the emerging international organizations such as the United Nations or NATO. It was also about creating new entities at the regional level with our neighbors from the Netherlands and Belgium, the Benelux Union. But most important in the process leading to our independence and our freedom was our membership in the European Union. As a founding member, Luxembourg has actively participated in shaping this unique institutional creation and to deepening the European integration process. Today, I can say that the European Union is part of Luxembourg's DNA. Since the early days, it has become the foundation on which our multilingual, our multicultural, and our multinational society is built on. It also largely explains our openness, our diversity, our competitiveness, as well as the well-being of our citizens, which, by the way, include 50% of foreign residents, with a largely growing Turkish community as well. For decades, the European Union, as we know, was successful in promoting peace and prosperity on the European continent. Born out of the free will of sovereign nations and built on universally recognized values, the EU remains a unique undertaking. However, today, this sui generis construction faces a whole range of internal and external challenges. As you know, war is raging in Europe. War is also raging in the Middle East. Putin's unprovoked war of aggression indeed shattered peace on our continent and has led to an intolerable level of suffering, of human suffering in Ukraine. The latter is true in Gaza as well. And the EU will continue its unwavering support for Ukraine's independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity for as long as it takes. Because in this war, it is clear beyond any doubt who is right and who is wrong. In Gaza, while the conflict started with the heinous terrorist attack by Hamas on the 7th of October, Luxembourg is deeply concerned by the dramatic humanitarian situation and the consequence of the ongoing Israeli ground operations on the civilian population. There's an absolute need for us to ensure an immediate ceasefire as well as unhindered and sustained delivery of humanitarian aid. The European project is also facing serious challenges from within, and it definitely needs adjustments. But I still struggle to see any viable alternative to it. This is why we need to think twice in Europe about washing our values and our achievements down the drain under the pressure of emerging nationalisms fueled by radical populists and xenophobes reinventing antiquated and dangerous ideologies. Given its complex nature and the scope of the problem, it is not surprising that sometimes the EU struggles to find solutions quickly. Democracies are usually slow in decision-making. Yet, the EU remains the best option to prepare Europe for a peaceful and sustainable future. More Europe is often the solution, and rarely the problem. In a quickly changing geopolitical landscape, we also need to see that Turkey remains fully part of this unique and extraordinary project. Turkey is a candidate country and a key strategic partner to the European Union. Luxembourg has always been supportive to Turkey's European path and will continue to do so. A democratic, a stable and a prosperous Turkey, firmly anchored to Europe, is what we all wish for. We stayed together through rough waters in the past. During the last months and weeks, however, we have engaged in a renewed and reinforced dialogue with a view to re-dynamize our partnership and our relationship. It is true that important issues remain on the table, and it's also true that we can do better. However, I am convinced that if the political will is there, we will be able to move forward on a positive agenda together. Like the EU, Turkey is facing a number of pressures. We face the scourge of terrorism, nationalism, xenophobia, and radicalism together. We are also dealing together with the consequence of migration. And I want to seize this opportunity once more to highlight my appreciation for the hospitality and the generosity of the Turkish people and of Turkey while dealing with the largest inflow of migrants ever seen by any country. War, regional conflicts, energy security, climate change, and the digital transformation, as well as hunger, poverty, and sustainable economic and social developments are some of the challenges we will have to tackle together in the coming years. This is why I sincerely hope that we will succeed in understanding and respecting each other's concern while pursuing our European path together, by finding the much needed middle ground to leverage common opportunities in the interests of our citizens and future generations. It is also in this context that the long-standing bilateral relations between Luxembourg and Turkey will be able to unfold their full potential, including for business and trade. I thank you for your attention and I have now the pleasure to invite the Deputy Foreign Minister, dear Mehmet. The floor is yours.
Esteemed Ambassador, dear George, dear Barbara, Excellencies, distinguished guests, I have the honor and pleasure to be here with you this evening and extend my warmest greetings and sincere congratulations on the occasion of the National Day of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. Turkey and Luxembourg have a long-standing friendship, as George also underlined the dynamics of it, and at the 77th anniversary of our diplomatic relations, this bond keeps growing stronger. Distinguished guests, economic and trade relations are an important component of our bilateral ties. We are pleased to note that bilateral trade volume between Turkey and Luxembourg increased by 45%, $400 million this year. Luxembourg is one of the leading international financial and business centers in the world. Foreign direct investment between our countries continues to increase. For instance, in the last couple of years, Amazon Luxembourg invested $300 million in Tuzla with an employment capacity of approximately 1,000 people. I believe I can also speak on behalf of our host today, and he also underlined that Turkey and Luxembourg are committed to further advance bilateral relations in all fields. In this framework, we are glad to have hosted Minister Bettel in Turkey on the occasion of the 2024 Antalya Diplomacy Forum. We look forward to welcoming more distinguished guests from Luxembourg. Our defense ministers met in Brussels, our economy ministers met in IMF meetings, and we will have more bilateral meetings in different occasions, and we will have also our business circles, scientists to get together. Moreover, we have a big advantage here, the reassignment of a seasoned diplomat like my dear friend George as ambassador of Luxembourg to Ankara with his wife Barbara, who is also a real friend of Turkey, is a great asset to further deepen our friendship as well as our bilateral ties in every area. We are committed to further cementing our economic and commercial ties through cooperation in new areas such as connectivity, green transition, digitalization, climate change, space and R&D and innovation, and opening to the third countries together. Likewise, enhancing cooperation in the sectors like fintech, space and high-tech startups will be mutually beneficial. Furthermore, logistics and intermodal transportation continue to be important areas of cooperation between our countries. Turkish Airlines increased its flights to 10 weekly frequencies, which is further enhancing tourism and Luxembourg's connectivity to the world. Luxair is flying to Antalya and Izmir, and we will also extend these flights to Istanbul and Ankara. We are working on it. And also we are working together with George to have, on logistic terms, to have cargo flights. We'll work on that as well. We are also pleased to see that the number of tourists from Luxembourg has been growing steadily in recent years. Furthermore, Turkish expatriates, as also George mentioned, living in Luxembourg are also increasing, and they contribute to our bilateral relations. George also mentioned about two big wars around us. Our views are similar there. We would like to see the end of the unprecedented atrocities in Gaza, and our position on Ukraine's territorial integrity, sovereignty are the same with Luxembourg. Distinguished colleagues, distinguished guests, last but not least, I would like to emphasize that EU membership remains a strategic goal for Turkey. In this sense, founding EU member Luxembourg's support to our membership and the revitalization of Turkey-EU relations based on a positive agenda and common interests is important. Let us continue to work together to reach the full potential of our relations in the best interests of our countries and peoples. On the occasion of this pleasant evening, I would like to thank my dear friend George and my dear friend, his dear wife Barbara, and the embassy staff for this great reception. Congratulations, Luxembourg, again on this special and important day. Thank you.